Has someone you love started showing subtle but concerning changes over the past year? Many people assume that death in old age happens suddenly, but the truth is, the body often sends quiet warnings months, sometimes even a year before life reaches its final stage. The problem is, most people miss these signs because they seem small at first. It's only later, looking back, that families realize the clues were there all along. But by then, it's too late to prepare, too late to make those last memories count. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 key signs that often appear a year before an elderly person passes away. Some of them might be things you've noticed but brushed off as just aging. Others might be changes that seem minor, but actually signal the body's gradual decline. Recognizing these signs early gives you the opportunity to provide better care, cherish meaningful moments, and most importantly, ensure that your loved one's final stage of life is filled with comfort, dignity, and peace. Stay with us until the end, because these 5 signs can help you prepare emotionally and practically for what's ahead. When you understand what's happening, you won't be caught off guard. You'll be able to make the most of the time you have left with those you love. Now let's get started. Number 1, significant weight loss. One of the earliest and most telling signs that a person may be approaching the final year of their life is unintentional weight loss. At first, it might seem subtle, a belt that suddenly needs tightening, clothes that appear looser, or a once hearty appetite that begins to fade. Many families dismiss it as just part of getting older, but the truth is, losing weight without trying is rarely a good sign. It often indicates that the body is no longer absorbing nutrients efficiently, muscle mass is decreasing, and essential systems are slowing down. Aging naturally leads to some loss of muscle, but when it happens too quickly, it's a sign that something deeper is occurring. The body may be struggling to digest food properly, or the person may no longer be able to process protein effectively, leading to muscle wasting. This loss of strength doesn't just make movement more difficult, it increases the risk of falls, weakens the immune system, and leaves the person vulnerable to infections. Another reason for weight loss in the final year of life? Appetite changes. Many elderly individuals simply don't feel hungry the way they used to. Their sense of taste fades. Food no longer seems enjoyable, and they might start skipping meals or eating much smaller portions. This isn't just a matter of preference, it's a physiological change. The body, sensing that it's beginning to shut down, no longer signals the brain to seek food as often. The result? Less energy, less strength, and a gradual decline in overall health. And then there's the role of underlying medical conditions. Weight loss is a common symptom of chronic diseases like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease, all of which can begin progressing long before more obvious symptoms appear. Even conditions like depression or cognitive decline can lead to reduced eating, causing a downward spiral where the body isn't receiving enough fuel to sustain itself. Some families try to solve the problem by encouraging their loved ones to eat more, offering favorite foods or supplementing meals with protein drinks. But if the weight continues to drop despite these efforts, it's important to recognize that the issue is not just diet, it's the body preparing for a deeper transition. At this stage, forcing large meals may not help. Instead, focusing on comfort, easy to eat foods and hydration can make a bigger difference in maintaining quality of life. If you notice significant weight loss in an elderly loved one, especially if they're eating less, feeling weaker, or struggling to stay active, it's time to pay attention. This is not just about physical appearance. It's about the body sending a message. And understanding that message now can help you prepare for the road ahead with clarity, compassion, and the ability to make every remaining moment meaningful. Number 2, extreme fatigue and weakness. One of the most noticeable changes in the year leading up to the end of life is a deep, persistent fatigue that doesn't go away with rest. It's not just feeling a little tired after a long day. It's a profound exhaustion that makes even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Getting out of bed becomes a challenge. Walking across the room requires effort, and activities that once felt routine, like cooking, dressing, or even holding a conversation, start to feel too draining. This isn't just a result of aging, it's a sign that the body is conserving its remaining energy. As organ function begins to slow, the body starts prioritizing what's most essential. The heart doesn't pump as efficiently, circulation weakens, and muscles don't get the same level of oxygen they once did. This is why many elderly individuals in their final months feel weak, unsteady, and unable to sustain the same level of activity they once enjoyed. Another key factor is metabolic slowdown. The body is designed to produce and use energy, but as it prepares for its final phase, that energy is redirected. Instead of fueling movement, the body shifts toward preservation. This is why someone in decline may start sleeping more, needing longer naps during the day, and finding it harder to stay awake for long periods. Some may even experience sudden drops in energy, where they seem fine one moment but completely drain the next. But perhaps the most heartbreaking part of this process is the emotional impact of fatigue. Many seniors who once took pride in their independence begin feeling frustrated or even embarrassed that they can't do what they used to. They may withdraw from conversations, avoid social interactions, or stop engaging in hobbies. Not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the energy. This can lead to a cycle of isolation where they stop trying altogether, which only accelerates the decline. For families, watching a loved one go from active and engaged to exhausted and withdrawn can be painful. It's easy to assume they're just being lazy or that they need to push through it. But the reality is that forcing activity won't help. What matters most is understanding their limits, allowing them to rest when needed, and making their remaining days as comfortable as possible. If you notice a loved one experiencing deep, ongoing fatigue that isn't relieved by rest, take it as a sign that their body is going through a major transition. This is the time to cherish conversations. Create moments of peace and support them without expectations. Because in the end, what matters most isn't how much they can do. It's that they feel loved, understood, and at ease. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, increased cognitive confusion or withdrawal. As a person approaches the final stage of life, one of the most striking changes can be seen in how they think, communicate, and interact with others. You may notice that someone who was once sharp and engaged starts to forget things more often, struggle to follow conversations, or seem disoriented in familiar places. They may repeat themselves, forget names, or lose track of time, even when they never had memory issues before. These subtle cognitive changes can happen months, or even a full year before death. This isn't just everyday forgetfulness. The brain, like any other organ, requires a steady flow of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. But as circulation weakens and oxygen supply to the brain decreases, cognitive function starts to decline. The person may become easily confused, have difficulty making decisions, or struggle to recognize people and places they've known for years. In some cases, they may even have brief moments of lucidity followed by sudden episodes of confusion, almost as if their mind is fading in and out. Another common sign, emotional withdrawal. Someone nearing the end of life often loses interest in social interactions. You might notice them speaking less, engaging less, or spending long periods, simply sitting in silence. It's not that they don't care about their loved ones, it's that their brain no longer processes emotions and engagement the same way. Conversations become tiring, loud environments feel overwhelming, and eventually many seniors retreat into their own world. You may also notice changes in mood and behavior. Some individuals become more irritable, anxious, or easily frustrated. Others seem unusually calm, detached, or indifferent to things that once mattered to them. This isn't just a personality shift. It's often a result of the brain adjusting to the body's decline. As cognitive function slows, emotions become harder to express, and the person may stop reacting to situations in the way they used to. For family members, this stage can be especially difficult. Watching a loved one lose touch with reality or pull away emotionally can feel like losing them before they're actually gone. But it's important to remember this isn't something they can control. Instead of trying to bring them back into conversations, the best thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak gently, offer reassurance, and understand that even if they don't always respond, they can still feel your presence. If a loved one is becoming more forgetful, more confused, or less engaged, don't ignore it. These are often early signs that the body and mind are preparing for the final transition. This is a time to be patient, cherish quiet moments, and focus on creating an environment that feels safe, familiar, and peaceful. Because even when words fade, love and comfort can still be felt. Let's move on. Number 4, frequent infections and slow healing. As the body begins to wind down, one of the clearest physical signs is a weakened immune system. You might notice that someone who rarely got sick before now seems to catch every cold, every flu, every small infection that goes around. What used to be minor illnesses now take much longer to recover from, and simple wounds like a small cut or bruise heal at a noticeably slower rate. These changes aren't random. They're signs that the body is no longer able to defend or repair itself the way it once did. One of the biggest concerns is repeated infections. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, and even oral infections become more common as the immune system weakens. Many families assume these are just isolated illnesses, but when they start happening frequently or take a long time to clear up, it's often a sign that the body is losing its ability to fight back. Even antibiotics, which once worked quickly, may seem less effective. The person may need stronger medications, longer recovery periods, or multiple rounds of treatment for infections that once would have been minor. This happens because as circulation slows and organ function declines, the body simply doesn't respond to treatment as well. Another overlooked issue, chronic wounds. If you notice that small scratches, sores, or bruises aren't healing properly or keep reopening, it could mean that circulation is compromised. Poor blood flow means that oxygen and nutrients aren't reaching the skin and tissues efficiently, making healing much slower than usual. Pressure sores, especially for those who are less mobile, become a serious risk and can lead to dangerous infections if not carefully managed. What's even more concerning is that infections in the final year of life often don't look the way we expect. Instead of a high fever, an elderly person may simply seem more tired than usual, more confused, or less interested in eating. In fact, for seniors, a sudden decline in mental alertness is often the first warning sign of an infection, even before other symptoms appear. This is why recognizing these changes early can make a difference in how much comfort and support they receive in their final stage of life. For families, watching a loved one go through repeated infections can be frustrating and heartbreaking. It's tempting to push for aggressive treatments, hoping that one more round of antibiotics or one more hospital stay will fix the problem. But at a certain point, the focus often shifts from curing to comforting, making sure they stay hydrated, keeping their skin clean and moisturized, and minimizing stress on the body can do more for their well-being than another round of medication that only prolongs suffering. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, major changes in breathing or circulation. One of the most telling signs that the body is preparing for its final stage is a noticeable change in breathing patterns and circulation. You may notice that your loved one breathes more slowly or shallowly than before. At times, they might pause between breaths, or their breathing might become irregular, speeding up and then slowing down unexpectedly. Some people experience a gentle, rhythmic breathing pattern called Cheney-Stokes respiration, where breathing alternates between deep, rapid breaths and long pauses. These changes can start subtly, but over time they become more pronounced and more frequent. Another common sign is weakened circulation. You may notice that their hands, feet, or even their nose and ears start feeling cold to the touch. The skin may appear pale, bluish, or mottled, especially around the fingers and toes. This happens because the body is prioritizing blood flow to vital organs, reducing circulation to the extremities. It's a clear indication that the heart is not pumping as strongly as before. Some people also experience more shortness of breath, even with minimal movement. Simply sitting up, speaking, or shifting positions might cause them to feel winded or out of breath. You may notice them breathing through their mouth more often, or they may suddenly need to stop and catch their breath while talking. If they were once able to walk across the room easily, but now struggle to do so, their lung function may be declining. In some cases, fluid buildup in the lungs can make breathing more difficult. This can cause a persistent cough, gurgling sounds, or even a feeling of tightness in the chest. Many people assume it's just congestion from a cold, but in elderly individuals nearing the end of life, it's often a sign that the lungs are weakening. This can make lying flat uncomfortable, and they may prefer to sleep propped up on pillows or in a recliner to ease their breathing. For family members, seeing these changes can be frightening. It's natural to want to help, to encourage them to take deeper breaths, or to worry that something urgent is happening. But in many cases, this is simply the body's natural way of slowing down. There may not always be a way to reverse these changes, but there are ways to make them more comfortable. Keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water can help ease discomfort. In some cases, medications or oxygen therapy can provide relief, but the focus shifts toward comfort rather than trying to fix the issue. If you notice these signs, changes in breathing, cold hands and feet, or a bluish tint to the skin, pay attention. These are often indicators that the body is conserving energy and that circulation is slowing down. It's a time to be present, offer reassurance, and create a peaceful environment where they feel safe and at ease. In these final months or weeks, the most important thing you can give them isn't medical intervention. It's comfort, dignity, and the knowledge that they are not alone. Final thoughts. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on what we've discussed. Significant weight loss, extreme fatigue, cognitive decline, frequent infections, and major changes in breathing and circulation. These 5 signs often appear in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. They may not all happen at once, and they may not always be obvious at first, but when you start noticing them, it's a sign that the body is preparing for its final transition. For many families, these changes can be difficult to accept. It's natural to want to fight against them, to encourage a loved one to eat more, move more, or push through exhaustion. But sometimes the best thing we can do is listen to what their body's telling us. Instead of focusing on trying to reverse the inevitable, we can focus on making their remaining time as peaceful, comfortable, and meaningful as possible. Understanding these signs isn't about fearing death, it's about being prepared for it. When you recognize these changes early, you can offer better care, make important decisions ahead of time, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with love and dignity. This is a time for cherishing moments, sharing stories, and letting them know they are valued and not alone. If you're noticing these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath and remember, you are not alone in this journey. Many families have walked this path before, and while it is never easy, knowing what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Did you know that a 71-year-old man passed away in his sleep last night? His family was shocked. He seemed fine the day before. No major health issues. Just a regular evening like any other. But the next morning, he never woke up. What happened? Could it have been prevented? The truth is, after 70, certain bedtime habits can silently put your health at risk, increasing the chances of serious issues like strokes, heart attacks, and even sudden death. And the worst part, most people don't even realize they're making these mistakes. In this video, we're diving into 4 nighttime habits that you need to avoid if you're over 70. These are small, seemingly harmless routines, but they can have a profound impact on your health and longevity. Some of them may surprise you, and others might be things you've done for years without a second thought. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge you need to protect yourself, improve your sleep, and wake up feeling stronger and healthier every morning. Stay with me until the very end, because the last habit is something that most seniors unknowingly do every single night, and it could be putting them in serious danger. You'll also learn what you can do instead to ensure a safer, healthier sleep. Now let's get started. Number 1, eating heavy meals too late at night. One of the most common yet dangerous bedtime habits after 70 is eating heavy meals too close to bedtime. You might think it's harmless. Maybe you've been doing it for years without any issues, but as we age, our bodies don't process food the same way they used to. What you eat before bed, and more importantly, when you eat, can significantly impact your sleep quality, heart health, and even your risk of sudden nighttime complications. Think about it when you were younger. You could probably eat a big dinner late at night and sleep just fine. But now after 70, your metabolism slows down, your digestive system isn't as efficient, and your body takes longer to break down food. This can lead to acid reflux, disrupted sleep, and even increased blood pressure, all of which are linked to a higher risk of heart attacks and strokes during sleep. If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night with heartburn, discomfort, or a racing heart, there's a good chance your late-night eating habits are to blame. Here's what happens when you eat a large meal right before bed instead of your body. Focusing on deep, restorative sleep, it's busy digesting. Your stomach is producing acid, your intestines are working overtime, and your heart rate stays elevated when it should be slowing down. This creates a chain reaction in your body, keeping you in a lighter, more restless state of sleep and increasing the chances of sudden cardiovascular events. For example, let's say you enjoy a late-night snack, maybe a heavy pasta dish or a greasy burger right before turning in. You might feel full and satisfied, but as you lie down, your body struggles to keep stomach acid where it belongs. It can creep up into your esophagus, causing discomfort, coughing, or even choking sensations that jolt you awake. Over time, chronic acid reflux, also known as GERD, can weaken the muscles in your throat and airway, increasing the risk of aspiration pneumonia, a serious lung infection that can be deadly for seniors. Even worse, eating too late at night can contribute to spikes in blood sugar levels. If you have diabetes or are at risk of it, this habit can cause glucose imbalances, making it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar while you sleep. Studies show that seniors who frequently eat late at night have a higher chance of developing metabolic disorders that contribute to heart disease. So, what should you do instead? Try finishing your last meal at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. This gives your body enough time to digest properly before you lie down. If you need a snack before bed, choose something light and easy to digest, like a handful of nuts, a small piece of fruit, or a cup of warm herbal tea. These choices can actually promote better sleep without putting unnecessary strain on your digestive system. Remember, your body works differently now than it did decades ago. By making a simple adjustment to your eating schedule, you can significantly lower your risk of nighttime health issues, improve your sleep quality, and give your body the rest it truly needs. Number 2, drinking too much liquid before bed. Many people believe that staying well hydrated is always a good thing. And while that's generally true, drinking too much liquid, especially before bedtime, can actually be harmful as you get older. If you're over 70 and frequently find yourself waking up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom, it might be time to reconsider how much liquid you're consuming in the evening. But disrupted sleep isn't the only concern. This habit can also increase your risk of falls, heart issues, and even cognitive decline over time. Here's why it matters as you age. Your bladder naturally becomes less efficient at holding urine for long periods. The muscles weaken, your kidneys continue filtering fluids at night, and your body becomes more sensitive to even small amounts of liquid in your system. This means that if you drink a large glass of water, tea, or juice before bed, you're much more likely to wake up during the night with an urgent need to go. And while this may seem like just a minor inconvenience, the consequences can be far more serious than you think. Imagine this: it's the middle of the night, and you suddenly wake up with a full bladder. You try to get out of bed quickly, but your blood pressure hasn't had time to adjust. This can lead to something called postural hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand up, which can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, and even fainting. Many seniors experience this without realizing it, and unfortunately, it's one of the most common causes of dangerous nighttime falls. A simple trip to the bathroom can turn into a life-threatening accident, resulting in fractures, head injuries, or worse. Beyond falls, frequent nighttime urination, also known as nocturia, can seriously disrupt your sleep cycle. Each time you wake up and turn on the light, your brain gets tricked into thinking it's morning. This disrupts the natural production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for deep, restorative sleep. Over time, poor sleep quality can weaken your immune system, raise blood pressure, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Studies have shown that seniors who frequently wake up at night have a higher risk of developing dementia and other memory-related conditions due to long-term sleep disruption. But hydration is still important. So what's the best solution? Instead of cutting out liquids entirely, try adjusting your intake schedule. Drink the majority of your fluids earlier in the day and taper off by late afternoon. If you feel thirsty in the evening, take small sips rather than drinking a full glass all at once. And if you're drinking caffeinated beverages like coffee or tea in the late afternoon, be aware that caffeine acts as a diuretic, increasing urine production and making the problem even worse. Another tip: pay attention to hidden sources of liquid in your diet. Soups, fruits with high water content, and even some medications can contribute to fluid retention and increase your likelihood of waking up at night. By making small but intentional adjustments, you can dramatically improve your sleep quality, reduce your risk of nighttime falls, and support your overall health in the long run. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, sleeping in a room that's too warm. A cozy, warm bedroom might sound inviting, but if you're over 70, keeping your room too warm at night can silently put your health at risk. Many seniors make the mistake of cranking up the thermostat or bundling up in heavy blankets, thinking it will help them sleep better. But the truth is, sleeping in a room that's too warm can increase your risk of heart problems, dehydration, and poor sleep quality without you even realizing it. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature. The ability to sweat and release heat declines, making it easier for body temperature to rise too high, especially during sleep. When your body overheats, your heart has to work harder to cool you down, which can put unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system. This can be especially dangerous for seniors with heart conditions, high blood pressure, or circulation issues. Think about this. Have you ever woken up feeling sweaty, restless, or even slightly out of breath in the middle of the night? That's your body struggling to regulate heat. Studies show that sleeping in a warm room increases the risk of dehydration, even if you don't feel thirsty. Mild dehydration at night can cause blood to become thicker, increasing the risk of blood clots, heart attacks, and strokes, particularly in older adults. Let's consider an example. Imagine someone like Frank, a 74-year-old retiree who enjoys reading in bed before turning in for the night. He keeps his bedroom at a comfortable 75 degrees and piles on thick blankets to stay warm. But night after night, he finds himself tossing and turning, waking up drenched in sweat and feeling groggy the next morning. What Frank doesn't realize is that his warm sleeping environment is disrupting his body's natural sleep cycle, preventing him from reaching the deep, restorative stages of sleep he needs for optimal health. A cooler room promotes better sleep by encouraging the body to naturally lower its core temperature. This process is essential for deep sleep, which helps with memory consolidation, immune system function, and overall longevity. Seniors who consistently sleep in a cooler environment report waking up feeling more refreshed, energized, and mentally sharp. So, what's the ideal sleeping temperature? Experts recommend keeping your bedroom between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal sleep quality. If that feels too cold, try layering with breathable cotton blankets instead of heavy synthetic ones, which can trap heat. Wearing light, moisture-wicking sleepwear can also help regulate body temperature throughout the night. Another simple trick, open a window for fresh air or use a small fan to keep air circulating. Not only does this help with cooling, but it also improves air quality, reducing the risk of respiratory issues that can disturb sleep. Making this small adjustment to your sleep environment can have a powerful impact on your overall health. By keeping your bedroom cool, you reduce your risk of cardiovascular strain, promote deeper sleep, and wake up feeling better rested without the dangers of overheating. Now let's talk about one last bedtime habit that's particularly risky for seniors, yet many people unknowingly do it every single night. This one might surprise you. Number 4, sleeping in the wrong position. Most people don't think twice about the way they sleep, assuming that as long as they're comfortable, they're fine. But after 70, the position you sleep in can have a much bigger impact on your health than you might realize. The wrong sleeping position can lead to breathing problems, poor circulation, and even increase the risk of heart failure or stroke. And yet many seniors unknowingly sleep in a way that puts unnecessary strain on their bodies every single night. Here's why it matters as you age. Your body naturally experiences changes in muscle tone, lung function, and circulation. Lying in the wrong position for hours at a time can restrict airflow, reduce oxygen levels, and put pressure on key blood vessels, making it harder for your body to function properly while you sleep. Over time, this can contribute to everything from snoring and sleep apnea to more serious conditions like nighttime heart strain. For example, sleeping flat on your back might seem like a comfortable choice, but for many seniors, it's actually one of the riskiest positions. When you lie on your back, gravity causes your tongue and soft tissues in your throat to relax and fall backward, partially blocking your airway. This can lead to obstructive sleep apnea, a condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. Many people don't even realize they have it, but it can significantly increase the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and even sudden cardiac arrest. Think about someone like Robert, a 76-year-old who always slept on his back. His wife noticed that he would sometimes stop breathing for a few seconds at night before gasping for air. At first, he brushed it off, thinking it was just normal aging. But over time, he started waking up feeling exhausted, with headaches and trouble concentrating during the day. When he finally spoke to his doctor, he learned that his sleeping position was contributing to undiagnosed sleep apnea, putting a strain on his heart every single night. Even if you don't have sleep apnea, sleeping in the wrong position can also affect circulation. When you sleep on your right side, studies suggest that it puts extra pressure on the heart, making it harder for blood to circulate efficiently. This is particularly concerning for seniors with heart conditions, as it can contribute to fluid buildup in the lungs and legs, leading to a condition called congestive heart failure over time. So, what's the best sleeping position after 70? Experts recommend sleeping on your left side whenever possible. This position helps improve circulation, allows the heart to pump more efficiently, and even aids digestion. For people prone to acid reflux or heartburn, sleeping on the left side can prevent stomach acid from creeping up into the throat, reducing discomfort and improving sleep quality. If you struggle to stay on your side during sleep, try using a body pillow to keep yourself from rolling onto your back. Elevating your head slightly with a supportive pillow can also help keep airways open and reduce the risk of breathing disruptions. And if you experience joint pain or stiffness, placing a pillow between your knees can help maintain spinal alignment and reduce pressure on your lower back. Making this simple adjustment to your sleeping position can have a profound impact on your overall health. By ensuring that your body is in an optimal position for circulation, breathing, and heart function, you can reduce the risk of nighttime health complications and wake up feeling more refreshed and energized. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. We've covered 4 bedtime habits that might seem harmless, but can actually put your health at risk after 70. From eating too late at night to drinking too many fluids before bed, from keeping your room too warm to sleeping in the wrong position, each of these habits can silently impact your heart, sleep quality, and overall well-being. The good news? These risks aren't set in stone. By making small adjustments to your nighttime routine, you can improve your sleep, lower your risk of serious health issues, and wake up feeling stronger every morning. Now, take a moment to reflect, which of these habits do you recognize in your own routine? Do you find yourself waking up frequently at night? Have you ever felt restless or overheated while sleeping? Maybe you've been sleeping on your back for years without realizing the impact. Whatever the case, the key is awareness. Once you recognize the problem, you can take steps to fix it. So here's my challenge to you tonight. Pay attention to your bedtime routine. Try adjusting just one of these habits and see how it affects your sleep. Maybe you'll move your last meal a little earlier, lower your thermostat, or shift to your left side while sleeping. Even one small change can make a big difference over time. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.